So if you want to, you can
Did you give it to me? I didn't look down, I don't see anything. window.
How do we sit here? Do we sit at the reserve?
Good afternoon. We're going to go ahead and get started. Got a couple more this minute here. All right. Well, I'm going to just do some informal conversation here before we get into the formality of it, because for most of you, especially the parents, this is the first time I'm getting to meet you or getting to see you in person or not through the screen. So I'm going to truly try and take advantage of every opportunity I get between now and August 18th to hopefully connect with so many of our students that have been at home since the 13th of March. And to parents and to our community. My name is Tracy Kibler, principal at Governor Thomas Johnson High School. Still feel like I'm new to the building, even though I've been here for almost a year now because of this unusual environment. I was the principal at Walkersville High School for 7 years and then came here last June. And it has certainly been an interesting journey, one that I have learned a lot. I think gotten to know the staff pretty well. Actually felt pretty good at graduation last Tuesday. There were a lot of seniors walking across the stage that I felt like I had gotten to build relationships with and gotten to know on a personal level, which was really challenging in this last year. And there were certainly a number of kids I did not know, other than maybe my name and face, because the environment did not lend those opportunities. So, I'm excited for today. I'm incredibly excited for today because I know I'm actually looking at faces that I'm gonna get to spend time with next year. And that I'm actually gonna get to see in the building and do all the great things that TJ has to offer, new things, traditional things. It's gonna be nice. You know, we don't officially tell anybody, but we just booked the homecoming date. We're actually planning for a homecoming dance. We're talking about in-school events. I mean, life feels like it's resurging again back to what we've just been waiting for. And so this is the class that I get to live this with. And I know we have a few sophomores here too that are taking dual enrollment next year, but I get to live it with you as well. So for a lot of you, this is your first introduction to me. I spent a good bit of time with the seniors over the last month and a half getting them ready. But now it's the class of 2022 that, well, lack of better words, you've got my undivided attention. So as we're going into the next process, I'm a little biased for a really ridiculous reason, but from the time I was about this big, I've played sports. That's a big piece of who I am. And the first number that was ever on my back was 22. And that is the number I wore through my entire athletic career and every sport that I played, all the way up until I finished as a Division I basketball player and playing with the Richmond Rage professionally there for a little while. I was wore the number 22. So I just have this love in my heart for the number 22, and I think it's awesome that the first class I get to spend a lot of time with face-to-face is 2022. Corny, I know, but you've already got my heart, and you haven't even had to do anything. So I'm gonna first of all say I see a lot of eyes looking at me, and I love that. I don't see very many staring down at their phones, and I don't see very many of them not paying me their undivided attention, and that means the world to me because that is my expectation as a principal. When you are talking to me or you come in to see me, I will never sit with you and play on my phone. I will never sit with you and check text message. It is time. You guys are cusping into what is going to be your adult life, and there are just some things in this society that we have lost perspective with. And one of the things that we've lost perspective is how do we have eye contact with individuals? How do we talk face-to-face with individuals? And how do we live in the moment and embrace the moment that we're in and not sit there distracted because of our notifications coming in on Instagram or Snap or whatever other ridiculous thing at that moment is coming through our phone that isn't going to change the moment that we're in. And so that's my subtle way of saying for the next hour, stay off your phone. And give your undivided attention to us because we certainly want to give it to you. I know that I'm staring at probably some of the brightest and the best in this building, the most motivated, the most determined, the most creative. You're thinking about going off to college and in the 2 or 4 year pathway. You're thinking about upper levels of the military, maybe through an academy. You're here because you're motivated, and you're here because you have goals. And you want to start planning for those goals now, and you want to make sure that you're doing what is necessary to achieve those goals. You have a principal that's here that's going to be behind you 100% in helping you do those things, as long as, we keep our character where it needs to be, we're making the right decisions, we're leading by example in this building. We aren't making the type of decisions that we don't want our 9th and 10th graders to emulate, and we are in it together as a team. You have a group of counselors that are going to give you that commitment and are going to be there for you and help guide you through this process because it is not an easy one. My stepson just graduated from Gettysburg High School. He's going off to college next fall in the Penn State system, and I can tell you, it's a process. I coached at the college level for a number of years and worked with young athletes that I was recruiting in between the FAFSA and scholarships and college admittance. It is a process, and it's a stressful one, and we're here for you. So, I know you don't know me, most of you. You're going to get to know me. You don't have a choice, because I'm going to get to know you. But there is a big set of doors when you come in up there. You did it every day up until March 13th of 2019, or 2020. And right next to that big set of doors is the front office suite. And inside that front office suite is my office. And if you're sitting here right now and you think the principal's office is a scary place to be, or it's not where you want to be, you don't know me. You don't know who your principal is. If I don't have kids in my office for positive reasons talking about me with ideas, creative things for their class, new clubs, leadership groups, service projects, just the fun stuff. Hey, can we wear this on a spirit night? Can we tailgate? Whatever your ideas are, that office is your platform to make TJ what you want it to be. That is where you find that person that's going to work with you to help see you blossom in your ideas and your leadership. And if there's something we can't do, I'll be honest, but we'll find out a way to do something similar, or we'll look at an alternative approach. On the flip side of that, if you're concerned about something, if something with your school isn't the way you want it to be, this is now your year. You are coming into what is going to be your legacy, your mark. In the class of 2021, a lot of kids in that class did that, and they weren't in the building every day. Cooper Gurry, many of you may know him, he won the Golden Patriot last week. Him and Samia, oh my gosh, and Ryan and so many of those kids, They left a mark, they left a legacy, and it couldn't even be in their building. You're gonna be here. You have an opportunity, and I wanna enjoy that journey with you. And so it starts here with not just planning for our future, but thinking about how we're gonna take the next 365 days to make your class, you individually, even better, so that when you do leap off into the next phase of life, you've got some really good memories and really good resume building things to take with you. So I'm excited about that. Please let me get to know you. Don't be that cool kid that doesn't talk to the principal. I believe in the 5 and 10 rule. If you're 10 feet away from me, make eye contact. If you're 5 feet away, speak. Even if it's good morning. How was your weekend? Great game last night. I love your shirt. That's what you're going to need when you get into the real world. And a lot of you are headed there and are going to do great things. So, just a little introduction about me and what I'm here and how I want to serve you. Lots of good things happening here at TJ. We're excited. We're advancing our dual enrollment opportunities. We're advancing some of our upper-level college coursework opportunities. We've done a lot of work this year. We're improving spaces around the building. You may or may not remember, but the auditorium was a little different than it did when you were here. We've done some major improvements in here. We are putting in the college commons. We are doing work to bring you and our school to the next level of college preparedness, and so we're really excited about that. All right, well, thank you. Enough of it from me. Remember, keep those phones where they need to be, because there's some individuals here that are going to give you a lot of great information, and parents, I know you're going to absorb a lot of this too. My last message is to the parents. You are not parents, and I'm not a principal. We are partners in your child's education. That's the P that we have to focus on. Not parent, not principal. Partners in your child's education and partners in your child's future. And if we can go in with that mindset, we're going to be great. We can agree to disagree sometimes. We can agree not to disagree because we got to find a better solution in a better way. But at the end of the day, we're in a partnership so that your child is successful. So, I live by that. Don't be afraid to, reach out if you have questions or concerns. I'm a parent too. I have 4, I get it. Like I said, one just graduated, 9th grader going into 10th, an 8th going into 9th, and a 3rd going into 4th. So, I get it. And I try to wear that hat in fairness. So, next to me, I've got Linda Weinstein. She's our counseling department chair. And she is going to be doing a lot of the talking with you today, but she has letters A through C. Over here, where's Miss Alana Plum? Did she leave us? There she is. Miss Plum is in the back here. So for those of you that know Miss Plum, letters D through HI. Miss Lowe is over here. There's Miss Lowe in the house in her striped dress here. Letters HJ through MI. Miss Boyd, Miss Boyd's back there. Miss Boyd's way in the back. Letters MO through R. Miss Lawler, where's Cameo? There she is, in the yellow over here. And then Miss Chavez is back. She's the lady on camera, live streaming back there for us, and works with all of our EL students. Now, I do need to preface this. Our enrollment is going up. Things change every day. This is always subject to change. We're going to do everything we can to keep it as close as we can to this. But we have a freshman class coming in next year with 450 kids. And so we've got some things to talk about over the summer to make sure that everybody has an equitable workload and we're doing what's best for our kids. And that's one of the biggest freshman classes TJ's seen in a while. So we've got some work to do. It is a pleasure. I'm excited. Let's have some fun. Let's roll into 21, 22 here, and let's get back to in-person school, and let's see if we can enjoy it every step of the way. All right, Ms. Weinstein?
Thank you, Ms. Kibler. On behalf of the counselors and anybody else who's here in school today, I am really proud to welcome you to your senior year. Your junior year is closing out for most of you. We have a few sophomores who are taking dual enrollment classes, but mainly the audience here are seniors and parents. And we are excited to start your senior year with you. We do this every year in a normal environment. We would have an assembly and give everybody this information, and we are trying to give everybody the same opportunity in the crazy world that we have right now. We have several things to talk about, but one of the most important pieces is communication and how you find out everything that is necessary during your senior year. This applies to younger students too. You have a Navient student that you can use, and seniors will be using it for the college application piece, and we'll go into some details about that. And you all know Schoology pretty well. You should already be in your class of 22 Schoology group. If you're not, we can give you the code, but I know that our secretaries went in and put in every single student into that class this year. So you should be getting those notifications every time we send one, which is frankly almost daily. That becomes more important during your senior year. We will post absolutely everything in there. We also send out numerous Find Out First messages. Parents, if you've not signed up for a Find Out First, please make sure you're paying attention to that. And also, if you're not signed into your child's Schoology account, you'll get the sign-up information again next year. Make sure that you are doing that during the senior year. It's really important. Make sure that in Naviance, your email is updated with your FCPS emails. Occasionally it's in there wrong. You want to make sure that you have that because you will be doing your college applications, not the FCC part, but all the other four-year college application pieces through Naviance. And as I said, make sure you're checking your email regularly. One other piece that I will just mention, if you want to be a senior leader, Ms. Lawler and I are the senior class advisors, and we plan everything to do with senior activities and graduation. And we have a senior exec group that assists with that. If you would like to be in that group and be considered for a leadership position, maybe an office, we have applications which will be sent out through Schoology. We'll probably send it out either today or tomorrow, and you complete that Google form, and we will be getting in touch with you. Typically, we do some fundraising, we do some activities, and you will have some planning responsibilities for graduation and all the events leading up to graduation next year. Now, we're going to talk about several different processes here. We have the four-year college application process that I will spend some time on. This is a really general overview of that process. In the fall, we will meet with you both individually and in groups to answer more specific questions in that process. But this will kind of give you an idea of the things that you should be working on if you're planning to apply to a four-year college during the summer, and the things that you will be doing but that you should not be working on until after the school year starts. The different parts of a college application, most importantly, is your part, where you fill in all your demographic information, you write your essays, you may upload a resume or something like that for the college application. A lot of college applications are completed through the Common App. That will not be live, it's live right now, but it will not be live for you until after August 1st. So if any of your schools are Common App schools, you will be able to do that, at least get started on it then. There's another part called the Secondary School Report, and that's the part that your counselor does. Your counselor will write some things about you, will answer some questions about your academic program. We are very used to evaluating student transcripts. We know what's offered, we know every single thing that's offered here, and we can evaluate your transcript in light of what everybody else in your class does. In addition to that, it will include the school profile, which is statistics about other people in the school, and your transcript. So that is how you will be sending things those documents to college, and explain that in a little bit more detail, but that's part of it. Another part might be teacher recommendations. Sometimes they are required, sometimes they are not. It just depends on the college. and you are responsible for researching that. It will be clearly indicated on the college application if they are required. You need to know for each college which ones will require them, which ones might accept them, and sometimes there are different numbers. They might say that you once required, but you could send up to 2 or 3, or sometimes even more. And finally, test scores. The SAT or the ACT might be required. They have to come from the college testing service. That you either SAT, College Board, or ACT, wherever you took the test. All of you probably should have taken the test here this year in March with us once, and you have the opportunity to take it again. And we'll talk about that in a little bit more detail in a minute. Now, who does what? This is just for your knowledge as far as the college application process goes. You're not going to be doing most of this just yet. The applications and essays are yours to do, and you could do it either on the college website. You may do it through a platform like Common App or Coalition. The second part of the scores, which will come from the testing service, if required. The transcript, your counselor is responsible for that. Profile the school counselor, the recommendation, the counselor, and finally teacher recommendations, which will be the teacher's responsibility after you request it. There is a blue hard copy in your packet of the college application checklist. So I'm going to pull up that document for me. This is a hard copy, but what you will want to do, there's at the top, there is the link that you can go to, and we have links in that document. This takes you through every single step of the college application process. It's a process. Don't be that person whose parent calls me the day before Christmas vacation and says, oh, my child needs a transcript sent somewhere by January 1st. But they've done nothing. Okay, this is why we do these meetings. We'll do more in the fall. But this is, first of all, it's the student's responsibility, and I'm speaking as a parent who's gone through this process on numerous occasions. It is your child's responsibility to take care of this process. You're the overseer. You can prod them and push and pull and suggest, but it is your child's responsibility to fill out the documents, to talk to the teachers for recommendations, to speak to the counselor if they have any questions about it. We are happy to help parents understand it too, but it really is the student. If it's a student going to college, then it should be the student who is participating in the process. And we also, in our normal world, are always happy to have parent conferences about this once we get these things underway. Okay. So you can see there are links in there. The hard copy is a great thing to put on the bulletin board to remind yourself. You'll be seeing this again. And we will be talking about this checklist in much more detail as you get into your senior year. Also looking ahead, if you need to take the SAT or the ACT, these are the dates for next year. Typically, we would tell you to take it at least twice. You already took it once in March, so you have a set of scores. You should probably take it again, and those are the dates that you would have available to you in time to get it submitted for most deadlines. The college would expect that your the submission of the SAT would take place before their deadline. So if you have a November 1 deadline, let's say, you would want to test on August 28th if you're taking the SAT, or October 2nd. November 6th will be too late for that November 1 deadline. They might still consider it, but they might not. And December 4th will work for some deadlines, but for a lot of the colleges, you will find that they have November and December 15th deadlines and that kind of thing. So December is just a little bit late. You can go to the College Board website, and you should already have a College Board account to sign up for one of those SAT administrations. I will tell you that the August date is very, very popular. And so you might want to do that if you're planning to take it. You might want to do that soon. The ACT has similar dates. They have a very early one in July. We won't discuss the differences between those tests now, but if you have any questions, your counselor is happy to assist you with that. They are just completely different kinds of scores, but colleges will accept either one. They know what the test scores mean, and they will deal with them. And just be aware that due to COVID-19, some colleges have gone test optional. They did it, almost all of them, I think all of them did it for this year, for seniors who applied. For next year, a number of them seem to be continuing the test optional policy, but you will have to research the college that you are planning to apply to as to whether or not they will be test optional. If they are test optional, they may still take scores, and they may still consider scores. If you have a very good score, I see no reason not to send it, and it may help you. If you think it will hurt you, then you can, if they're test optional, you can choose not to, but you have to kind of find out how they would view that. That's a good question to ask as you go on college visits. And I will also mention that lots of colleges seem to be opening up now to in-person visits. Again, you will have to contact the college, look on their website, and see what they're doing as far as in-person visits go. But that is, you should be visiting every place eventually that you are considering going to. I just want to mention that you all got a copy of your transcript in the mail at registration time. So I just, kind of a blurry copy, but you know what it looks like. For every year, your classes are listed, and what counts in your GPA is the final grade in each class. And that is how your quality points and your GPA is determined. At the bottom, there is an unweighted GPA and an unweighted class rank, and a weighted GPA and a weighted class rank. And they will be looking at both of those things. They will also be looking at how you challenge yourself, the level of rigor of the classes that you have taken, and what your grade trend is. Is it up? Is it going upward? And I think they can excuse some grades that may not have been perfect in the freshman or sophomore year, but you should be having an upward trend in your grades. Do not cruise through your senior year. If you're thinking ahead to your senior year and you think, oh, maybe I didn't pick classes that were rigorous enough, contact your counselor. Don't be taking off your senior year and expect to send successful applications to four-year colleges. They know what we offer. They know what AP courses we offer. They know what dual enrollment courses we offer, and they are expecting to see a transcript that reflects some of those courses, perhaps, and also some other academic electives, of which we have many. Now, Ms. Lawler will speak with you about Naviance and all the things that will help us with during the application process.
Okay, so we realize that your class has not used Naviance extensively. You did use it in your 9th and 10th grade year to do registration, and might have used it in middle school, but you aren't very familiar with it. It will be your best friend your senior year. We use it all the time. We use it for everything regarding the college process. I will tell you this though, it is not the most user-friendly system. However, it is what our county has purchased and it is what we must use. So please reach out if you have questions. Ms. Lowe and myself are the Naviance site managers for the building, and we can resolve the issues with you. The first trick in using Naviance is signing in. When you go to Naviance, it looks like you should enter your email and password, which is your FCPS email and password. If you attempt to enter it, it won't let you in. It's preloaded when you log in through your Chromebook and FCPS devices, so you have to click the blue, teal, green, whatever color it shows up for you. It's called a single sign-on button. So please remember that. Click the blue button, don't try to enter your stuff. If you have a problem, email your counselor or our secretary and we will reset it for you and get you through that. What you should do this summer. Your senior brag sheets, one of the first steps on that college application checklist. We use this to write your letters of recommendations. We each have about 100 seniors, and while we might know what you do at TJ as far as athletics or theater and your GPA, we want to write a really well thought out, well-rounded letter. And we might not know that you babysit or have a part-time job or volunteer somewhere. And we want to include all those wonderful things that make you special. So this brag sheet is just what it sounds like. It's about 14 questions that let you elaborate on anything you want us to brag about regarding for your applications. It is required in order for us to write a letter. And your teachers as well. That is in Naviance under tasks assigned to you on your main page. It will be available on August 15th and it is due September 15th. So if you want, you can start kind of thinking about those things and what you would like to include so that you can have kind of a cheat sheet ready. But again, we'll send something out that will be available August 15th. The next thing you should do, and you can start doing now, is adding colleges to colleges you're thinking about. When you log into Naviance, and again, we will have college workshops in the fall with you and individual meetings to help walk you through this, but if you click on the colleges tab, it has colleges I'm thinking about and colleges I'm applying to. Again, this is the next trick in the process. You cannot put them in colleges I'm applying to. You have to put them in colleges I'm thinking about. Once you put them in colleges you're thinking about and request a transcript and the rest of the process, we convert them into active applications for you and send the materials. So just try to keep that trick in there. It's in multiple documents. And if you're getting stuck, it won't let you enter it into colleges I'm applying to. Again, send us a Schoology message or an email, and we'll be happy to remind you where to put that. Most students put 3 to 5 colleges in there. You're welcome to put 1 if you know where you're going. You're welcome to put 20 if your parents are willing to pay the 20 application fees. 3 to 5 is the average. And again, you can work on that throughout the summer, and it can change through the process. You will not be able to work on any of your college applications until August 1st. Colleges are still processing the class of 2021 and managing their wait lists as people are returning their decisions to them right now. So a lot of our top students are often eager and want to get started. You can be organized and have your documents ready, but you will not be able to work on those till August. We will have your transcripts ready September 15th. We often get requests, especially from our athletes working with coaches for transcripts early. The first day of school is not until August 18th. And then there are 10 school days to change your schedule. And then we have to go through and make sure your rank and enrollments are done and processed and correct before we can send them anywhere. So that is why that date exists, and we can't get them to you sooner. But the first college application deadline I've ever seen is October 15th, so you'll have them well in advance. Please do not send us requests for transcripts through ComNet, SendEDU, Coalition, Parchment, however you're applying. Please don't send it through there. You only can ask throughout Naviance. We will be in big trouble if you request it any other way. If one student asks for Mr. Pasca or myself through ComNet, it blocks them for everybody else in the class. Don't ask me why. I'm not a computer guru, but it has to be sent through Naviance. So please remember that. It will ask you to add recommenders in Common App and Coalition. Just leave those blank. We will send it to match up through Naviance. important tips. In Naviance, we put all of our college visits in there. We will have Patriot Hour this year, it's coming back. So that is when college visits occur. You can sign up for those. We have our every scholarship goes into Naviance, and even if you are independently wealthy, free money is great. So you want to keep an eye on scholarships. All our summer programs, and the most important tool you can use is Supermatch. Again, if you click on the colleges tab, there'll be a scholarships tab where you can search scholarships based on filters, and there's a college search tab. So you can filter, do you want a big school or a small school? Do you want it close to home, far away? What's your major? What's your GPA? All of those things, it will give you a list of 100% match, 90% match, 80% match. So if you're sitting here saying, I don't know what 3 to 5 colleges I want, that's a great feature to use, and you can use that right now and all summer. Same thing with scholarships. And use this summer, this isn't in here, but go to the campuses if you can. You're going to be spending a lot of money in 4 years of your life. You want to go try it on if you can. You might not be able to if it's in California, but if it's drivable and you can get there, go walk around, go see it for yourself. And now I'll hand it over to Ms. Blum to talk about some upcoming fall events.
Hi guys, so glad you are here with us. It's so nice to see faces, lots of them. Anyway, we are almost done this portion of our presentation, but just want to finish up with all things that are coming up, and these are things for you guys to know. So we are going to be having a back to school night. It's going to be August 16th. During that back to school night, we're also going to be having a senior meeting. It is for students and parents. We will review some of this information that you heard today, as well as be talking about all kinds of senior class things, fundraising, all kinds of senior special things that are coming up. So keep an eye out on Find Out First in Schoology. Now, we're also going to have special college application workshops. They're going to be held every Wednesday in September. In order for us to send your transcript, you have to be signing up for one of those workshops. Now, you can't go home and sign up now because we haven't put it in Schoology yet, but please keep a watch out on your class of 22 Schoology. We will send it out probably sometime in late August. Once school has started, and you must sign up for a college application workshop. It will be during part of Patriot Hour. That will be a time when you will come, and then we will review everything you need to be doing, give you a chance to also ask some questions. We started that last year, actually the year before, when we were actually in school in the fall, and seniors gave us very, very positive feedback. Okay, we will also be meeting with you individually at that time. So we'll be talking to you about what your post-secondary plans are, where you're applying, what your top choice is, and what your major is, or what you're thinking about. And we ask you these questions for lots of reasons, but oftentimes we get scholarships and we will say, oh, I remember that so-and-so said they were interested in education when we email them this information. Okay? And then finally, later September, we'll be having a college readiness and financial aid evening. That college readiness night, we will talk about, again, the same information. We give it to you guys many, many times. There really aren't any excuses to not know what's going on. At that, once that college readiness evening is over, we will also have a financial aid presentation. We often have somebody from FCC come, and she presents everything. It's basically financial aid 101. Okay, deep breaths. The college part is over, so now it's time for dual enrollment. I encourage you, our presentation is being live streamed right now. We had some kids that couldn't make it, so if you forget anything we say, you want to go home and watch it, or feel free to take your camera out and take pictures of slides. Okay, welcome to dual enrollment. There are a couple different types of dual enrollment. We talk about kind of two big things. We talk about high school based. When you hear us talk about high school based, those are courses that you can take at TJ. So we are in partnership with FCC. We have our teachers that are FCC certified, and they will teach FCC courses here at TJ. Now, there is also what's called Open Campus. Open Campus is where you can take the same courses or a significant number of others at college campuses. Many of our students choose to take a math course or even an English course. They don't want to take it at TJ, they want to take it at either FCC. We even have a couple kids that are taking courses at Hood. So again, taking it here at TJ is high school based. Off the TJ campus is Open Campus. Okay, we are very excited about our dual enrollment options for this coming school year. We have added a number of courses. Okay, the first one everybody knows and is very popular is English 101. This will replace your senior English requirement. Okay, we are offering that here in both the fall and the spring semester. We also have English 102. So for anyone that has already taken English 101 or took AP Lang and has a qualifying AP score, you are eligible for English 102, and that will be in the spring. We also offer Math 120, and that is a statistics course. So that aligns with our statistics and probability that we have here, and that course, again, will be offered in the spring. Now, here come our new classes, and we're very excited about these. We have a Humanities Cultural Studies course that's going to be taught by Ms. Ford. I know Ms. Boyd, one of our other counselors, made a number of calls to students that had expressed interest in either Sociology 101 or Psychology 101. If you already told her you were interested, that's awesome. If this is the first time you're hearing about this and you are interested, please email your counselor. The other new course that we're going to be offering is BMGT 103. That aligns with what you guys know as Intro to Business. Okay, so again, if you are interested in that course, we will be offering it in the spring. Please email your counselor. That course is not at all filled yet. The new name for our Intro to Business here at TJ, for anybody that signed up for it, is Principles of Management and Entrepreneurship. We are still getting used to these names. So, but again, if you are interested in either the cultural studies or the Intro to Business, the dual enrollment ones taught here at TJ, high school based, please email your counselor. Okay, and we're also going to have ESOL 100, and then those of you here that are in AFA, a number of you are already taking some dual enrollment courses, and the special AFA ones are for AFA students only. All right, so now let's talk about how it works, because most of you here are new to high school-based dual enrollment. So if you registered, meaning that when we did registration back in January, you chose English 101 or Math 120, that is going to be in your schedule, and that is assumed that you are high school based. If you're thinking in your head, wait a second, I don't want to take it at TJ, that's okay. But when you chose it, we are going to put it in your schedule as high school based. So what high school based means is that it is one of your blocks during the school day. You would either go Monday, Wednesday, or Tuesday, Thursday. And then your Fridays are office hours. Guys, welcome to college. What office hours are is when you go to your teacher and you say, your professor, and you say, hey, I need some help on this. Can you check out my essay? I don't understand what we did. That's what office hours are. On the days that you don't have class, as long as your parent or guardian has signed the waiver, you don't have to be here. So if you had your English 101 on Monday, Wednesdays, in the first block, that means Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, you would not need to be at school until just before 9 for block 2. Lots of kids like this option. Okay, now I have the privilege of welcoming Ms. Sunk and Mr. McLean. They are our dual enrollment specialists, and we will let them introduce themselves.
Thank you, Ms. Bloom. And hi, TJ. I'm so happy to be here with you today. My name is Diana Sung, and I'm the coordinator of dual enrollment. I work with all Frederick County Public Schools.
And I'm Andrew McLean. I'm the dual enrollment and early college coordinator at FCC. And together we are 2 people of a 3-person team that helps coordinate all dual enrollment opportunities for the county. Today we'll be talking about high school-based and open campus for you all. So, most common question, how do you qualify to take college classes at FCC, whether they're inside your high school building or on our campus or online? So there are several ways, as you can see. You do not have to memorize this chart. Your counselors all have this on hand, but you can see there's several ways that you can qualify. Some courses require you to qualify as college ready in just English or just math or both. We have that first column says AccuPlacer. That is our placement test that we offer inside the college. However, you can be exempt from that placement test if you have one of the following scores in the subsequent columns there. So if you've taken the SAT and gotten a 480 or higher on the English portion, you're exempt from our English placement tests. And if you get a 530 or higher on the math and the SAT, you're exempt from our math AccuPlacer tests, and so on. So if you've got an A or B in English 10, which is probably our most common exemption right now for English, you are exempt from our English placement tests, and you can take any class at FCC that requires English college readiness, which includes English 101 and most of our 100 level courses in humanities, communications, and social sciences. Also, one that covers both areas, both English and math, is 3.0 unweighted GPA at the completion of your junior year. So if you have a 3.0 or higher at the end of your junior year, unweighted, you're exempt from all placement testing and can go right into college level coursework. Again, you do not have to memorize this. This is actually on our dual enrollment website, and your counselors have this as well. They can very easily tell you if you are college ready in one or both areas. And then Ms. Sung will talk about our high school-based program.
Thank you. So I think Ms. Blum already covered a lot of what you need to know about high school-based courses. The biggest advantage to the high school-based courses, in addition to it being really accessible by being right in TJ High and with teachers that you're familiar with, is that it offers the best discount on tuition for families. So if you take one of these courses at TJ, you're only going to pay $166.41 for a 3-credit course, that if you waited until next year to take that same course as an in-county student, you'd be paying around $450 for the same class. So it's a really good option in that way, and that's why we're so excited that TJ has so many more course offerings this year. So if you guys think, you know, hey, I might want to take a college business class, or I might want to take a college cultural studies class, definitely talk to your counselors really soon so that you can get involved in those classes. It's really easy for dual enrollment to sign up for these classes. I think the counselors are going to go into a little more detail after we're done here. But basically, your school counselors are brilliant. They will walk you right through this process. The biggest thing that you need to do, besides all the paperwork that they'll give you today, is to make sure you fill out an application if you're going to take the high school-based courses or if you're going to take classes at FCC's campus. What that will do is it'll give you an FCC ID number so that you can be a college student and access everything that you need in order to succeed in your dual enrollment classes. Once you're enrolled in these courses, your Dean of Students at TJ High, which right now is Sean Carey, who's an assistant principal, or your counselors will reach out to you and let you know that you need to pay your tuition. Remember that if you participate in the free and reduced meals program, that tuition is waived, but it still is a really good discount to get started on your college classes. One of the things that we get asked a lot is what's the difference between dual enrollment and AP. Both are great options. Dual enrollment, you are in a college class. You are already enrolled in a class. You're going to get a transcript from FCC that shows your grade. For AP, in order to get college credit, you have to take the class, and then you get awarded credit after you get your score. So it just works a little bit differently, and that's something to keep in mind.
Also, if you are taking a high school-based fall course, that is, you'll pay this summer for that course, but for spring, we register students on a semester basis, so you'll wait until about January to pay for that. So if you're registered only for a spring high school-based course, you don't have to worry about anything right now. So moving on to Open Campus. Open Campus has been around for many years, where high school students have traveled to the FCC to take our on-campus classes or take online courses. You can see it's a little bit more expensive, but you still get about a 32.5% discount on tuition. You pay full fees and textbooks. Students who participate in the free and reduced meals do not pay tuition and only pay for fees and textbooks. You may wonder why a student would travel to campus and pay a little bit more for a class. Open campus is usually utilized by students who have exhausted all of their high school-based offerings at the particular high school, or there may be courses that they are interested in that their high school doesn't offer, or they just want to get off their high school campus for a little bit and experience a college campus and classroom. Because if you do take an open campus class, you will be enrolling classes with all other FCC students. You'll be enrolled in regularly scheduled courses at our campus. So the process is actually exactly the same as any other FCC student, as if you were taking a class after high school graduation. First you would apply, always very important. You get your student ID number. You'll take placement testing if necessary, or if you meet one of those exemptions we talked about earlier. We do recommend that you meet with one of our dual enrollment advisors at FCC. Please know that they do not have any knowledge of high school requirements or dual credit opportunities, so those questions will be for your high school counselor. But once you have all that figured out, meet with one of our FCC academic advisors, and they can help you choose your classes according to your future academic and career goals. We definitely recommend that. And then you would register yourself for courses, either in person in our registrar's office in Jefferson Hall, or online on your student account. And then after you register, within a week, your discount is applied. And then you would pay by whatever posted payment deadline we have at FCC, and you're alerted to that when you register for classes. And then you purchase your required textbooks and materials for your class, and then you attend class once the semester starts.
I'm so glad families are with us today so that you can hear this wonderful message. One of the great things about being in a college class is that independence and greater responsibility for your own education. Because, when you go off to college next year, you're going to be independent and responsible. So with dual enrollment, you're still enrolled at TJ, but you're also enrolled as a college student. And there's a federal law about privacy of records that allows for that record to be private. And while you're in high school, your family has access to that record, your parents and guardians. But when you enroll in higher education, that record, that privacy passes to the student. And so what that means is that the instructors in the college courses cannot discuss the progress of the student directly with someone who's not a student. We do have ways to, make sure that your son or daughter is making progress and doing well in their courses, but this might be a good time to sort of think about, as you're signing up for dual enrollment classes as a family, how are you going to maintain that communication about college course progress when you can't, just send an email to the teacher about how the kid is doing in class. So just think about that. And young people, that means you have a greater responsibility to reach out if something is struggling, if there's a little bit of trouble. So just make sure that you're aware of that.
And then finally, if you do receive academic accommodations here, either a 504 and IEP, we do have similar offerings at FCC through our Disability Access Services office. That office is actually, their title's been updated there. So, but it's the DAS office now. We do have accommodations at FCC. It's much more streamlined and a little bit less involved than it would be in the public school system. But we do recommend that you receive those accommodations in college if you do receive those in high school, or if you have any desire to receive those in college, please reach out to the office and they will be very accommodating.
And all of this information is available on the website about dual enrollment, as well as through your counselors, and they're going to walk you through a little bit of specific information about DE at TJ. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Ms. Song and Mr. McLean. We're really happy that you took some time out of your busy day to help us. And we will continue with some of the specifics about either open campus or dual or high school-based classes. you have some hard copies. You go to the last 2 pages, there's a green paper that already has high school-based circle. So if you registered for a high school-based class during registration time, and you are planning to take that class, we left you enrolled in it in our scheduler if you qualified. If you didn't qualify, we will be looking to help you qualify by taking the anchor placer, or perhaps you didn't have a certain grade that you needed to qualify, and we'll be checking that out. But if you're enrolling in a high school-based class, English 101, 102, Math 120, or one of the others that's offered here, we need to have this form, and we want a hard copy of it, completed, and returned to us in the counseling office by June 15th. Okay, so if you already signed up for it, you need to do that. If you did not sign up for a high school-based class, but you would like to take it, you may still complete this, but contact your counselor, send her an email, and let her know, or speak to her today, that you would like to take it, and we will see if we can add it. Some of our classes look like they're pretty full. I think that some of those students probably will go on open campus, but we don't know that just yet. But for the high school-based class, you need to fill out the green paper, do all the initialing, all the checking, parent signatures, everyone's signature is required. We are asking for hard copies. We did it electronically last year, and it was okay, but it's just a barrage of emails, which we end up having to print out anyway, and we would like to have a hard copy because we need to keep these things. It's a record for you. Now, if you're planning to take an open campus class, you have a pink one. It just doesn't really matter, but it's color-coded for us. It just keeps us straight. So if you're going to take the class at FCC, we want to know what you're planning to take, and you can fill this out. It requires the same initials, same signatures, and all that. And then we will go in and make sure that FCC can access your qualifying grades or scores or anything like that. So we need to know that ahead of time. For either of those, you should have, actually all should have applied to FCC already, because we sent out Schoology messages a long time ago directing you that if you were going to FCC, you were taking FCC classes, you needed to fulfill the application piece. So you should have already gotten your student ID. If you didn't, it's very easy. Probably won't even take you 15 minutes to finish the application online. Go to frederick.edu, do the application today. If you're here with your parent and you're taking either a high school-based or open campus class, it would be great if you could leave this paper with us today. If you are here without a parent, please don't leave it because we want your parent's signature. But bring it back to us either, by June 15th. I think that's Tuesday. I'm not really sure at this point. So that's really important. Now, also in your packet is a paper called a dual enrollment checklist. It's yellow. And this is one of you. This is another one of those live documents. The address is at the top, which has forms embedded in it and the steps for open campus and the steps for dual enrollment. So it looks like that, but your copy is yellow. And if you go to the live document, you can watch a video, you can print out a form. Actually, there's a fillable form in there. And it walks you through the process. If you have any questions, we are still here for a while anyway. Now, what do you need to register for high school-based classes? As I said before, any qualified student is still enrolled in that class if you signed up for it at registration time. If you did not sign up yet, you may email your counselor, you still need a form. And this paperwork must be returned, as I said, by June 15th. For open campus, it's a little more complicated. Again, you have to apply to FCC online, qualify if you haven't already, which might mean you may need to take the active placer. You would need to fill out that required paperwork also, and that would be the pink one. Then you would return the paperwork and register for a class at FCC. Now, you're still not actually, in our eyes, officially in that class until you complete another couple of steps. You have to pay for the course. We won't change your TJ schedule until you pay for the course at FCC. So you may either pay for it directly or you may sign up for the payment plan. Either way, we need to have a receipt that shows a zero balance or the payment plan, a copy of the payment plan document. And then you will schedule an appointment with the TJ counselor, and it may not be your counselor, but whoever is scheduled to be here on a Wednesday in July. We do nothing but open campus, dual enrollment on Wednesdays in July, and we are busy. So please don't walk in, call ahead, and schedule an appointment. You will be given a time, it doesn't take very long, but we want to sit with you and work on your schedule because it's not as easy as just dropping and adding necessarily. So beginning in July, probably it won't be the first week of July because our computers are down then. But beginning the second week in July, we will have people available to help you with that. So you will have had to have paid for your course before you come in to do that. I stress that because it'll be very easy not to pay for the course and drop a class here. We're not going to follow up on that. We don't have time to run around and ask people, did you pay, did you pay? Are there any questions about that? We are available. As I said before, this is what you need to do to change your TJ schedule. The main thing is, don't drop off the paperwork. The ladies in the front office are very kind and they will try to accommodate you, and you're going to come in and say, I can't come on Wednesday, I've got to work, and they'll take the paperwork. We aren't going to change your schedule without you. You need to be there. If you don't want to change your schedule and you don't like it, it's not the time that you thought. The other thing that is not up here, but I will mention, is that it's really important to select the time for your open campus class wisely. Typically, it's not possible to sign up for an 8 o'clock class because our class begins at 7:30, our first block. So you can't drop first block and get back here in time for second block class. The best time to sign up for a class is toward the end of the day, and right now I can remember when fourth block usually starts. When do we start fourth block? In a regular day, 12:50, that sounds about right. So it would be tough to make, I don't know exactly how the FCC classes go, but at 1 o'clock it would be tough to make that. But anything after 1:30 you would be able to make and be able to drop fourth block. The English 101 classes here in the fall and spring are scheduled first block and fourth block. Now you can take a class in the evening. We don't care about that. If you take a class in the evening, let's say you take a 6 o'clock class, we will drop first or fourth. Okay, don't take a class in the middle of the morning. You can't come and go. That's impossible. You shouldn't be running back and forth like that. So you really need to schedule that wisely, and I would advise you to sign up for classes kind of early so that you get a good selection, because there are a lot of other kids trying to sign up for those prime times as well. Everybody in college likes afternoon classes. There might not be much I remember from college, but I do remember that. I didn't want the 8 o'clocks, I wanted the 2 o'clocks. Okay, so it's a little bit complicated because we have that scheduling piece thrown into it with Open Campus. Did I forget anything? Jump in, anybody. I'm sure I forgot something. All of this stuff is contained on frederick.edu. If you did not already apply and you're planning to take one of those dual enrollment classes, please make sure that you do that today. The other thing I did forget was that if you're planning to take an open campus class and a high school based class, and we have many kids who do that, you need to submit the paperwork for each one. We want a different form for high school based and another form for open campus. Okay, so let's say you plan to take English 101 here, but you want to take a history class at FCC. We need it in both forms if you're going to do that. Thank you all so much for coming. We look forward to seeing you at the end of the summer, and actually we look forward to seeing you during the summer if you're taking an open campus class. Have a great summer.